If you are an online coach and you're using checklists or generic PDFs to grow your email list, this is for you. I'm Nick, and I help coaches build better quiz funnels that actually connect with their leads. And today, I'm sharing why quizzes are one of the most underrated lead magnets of 2025. Let's get into it. So, most of the lead magnets out there are boring. They are garbage. They're forgettable. They feel like homework. They're mini courses. It is just a PDF. It's static. There is not much to it. Now, maybe you've poured your heart and soul into it and written something really, really amazing, but it's not going to be a fit for everyone. It's not even going to be a fit for your ideal client if they have more than one potential problem. They also definitely don't help you qualify your lead or shift beliefs, especially if you're not sure what the existing beliefs actually are. Now, quizzes are fun. They're interactive. You get to answer the multiple choice questions. Or you can fill in, depending on the quiz itself, short answer questions. You need some AI power for those ones if you're going to create those. I've got one. It is a banger. But yeah, quizzes are more interesting. They're more engaging. People get to fill in some details, get to take a test, the fun kind, not the kind that you do at school. They also diagnose. They don't just give a bunch of information. Can you imagine if you went to someone and said, hey, I have a problem. They just went, here you go. Take this. This will fix it. But you don't know what my problem is. Doesn't matter. This will do. Versus going to someone saying, hey, I have a problem. They go, oh, tell me about it. What's going on? You go, well, this is happening, that's happening. Oh, I've got something for that. Here you go. Which one are you actually going to read? Which one are you actually going to implement? I can almost guarantee not the first one. So a quiz allows us to diagnose what's actually wrong, give them insight and advice based on the problem that they have. Yeah, it's personalized. It builds connection, it builds insight, gives you data on them while giving tailored value. And that is super important. It is tailored dynamic value. If you have a multiple choice quiz with 12 questions and 3 possible answers for each of those, there are about 500,000 different potential outcomes for answering your A all the way through. It's 3 to the power of 12. Get your calculator out, do your own math, but it's above 500,000. If you were to make it 4, like A, B, C, D for each of the 12 questions, I don't even know. Over 1 million potential different outcomes. So that means 1 million people can take your quiz and not get the exact same result as far as each individual question. So super personalized and segmentation as well. You can see where people are struggling, where they're doing all right. And you can bucket those people into different groups on your back end and maybe start working more towards one type of thing. If everyone's having the same problem, then you should be working on fixing that, not the really niche problem that like one person has said that they had. So moving right along, yes, they don't just collect emails, they collect context. So you can see here, oh, I'm zoomed in too far. There we go. It can uncover, so just the email address for your normal PDF, you get their email address. That's great. That's nice. But what do you want more? What if you want to know what their pain points are? What are their goals? What are their hesitations? What's their buying stage? You can't figure this out just with a simple opt-in with name and email address. Whereas with a quiz, you can get all of this detail and you can sort of walk them through it as well. They will start to understand what is going on, what their problems are. Yeah, you speak about real problems, not just vague assumptions, and people will start to feel seen and not just sold to. So if you go through a quiz, and even as you're taking it, the questions, you're like, this makes sense. This guy gets it. It's not a random question. It's like, actually, all of these are things that I have dealt with at some point. A really well-structured quiz, they don't even need the results. Just asking the right questions can do the job. And then having results that actually align with those questions, that are deep and detailed, that is something else. So let's go to what type of quiz do we want? Now, I made this up a moment ago for the type of quiz that we don't want, which is not something fluffy and something silly and something like you'd see on BuzzFeed. Now, I came up with this, which marketing animal are you? So hidden hedgehog, manic monkey, strategic shark. And as I did this, I actually had a thought that this one could do pretty well. It might go well if it's structured well. A bit of fun and a bit of entertainment might bring people in. But realistically, what we really want to do here is diagnose the problem. We want to figure out exactly what's going on. We want to help them shift a belief, and we want to give them a next step that they can take to fix whatever is going on, whatever their problem is. Now, potentially we could do this with which marketing animal are you, because it has something specific there to their marketing. And maybe if you are Hidden the Hedgehog, you have to be a bit more outgoing. Maybe if you are Manic Monkey, you need to sort of focus in a bit more. Maybe if you are Strategic Shark, I don't know, you need to stop eating people. But if it was just, which Power Ranger are you? Or, even just which animal are you? There's not a lot in there that you could potentially utilize to help them. It would be more data gathering, I suppose, because you would find out some information about, say, their personality. But we don't want to just take. We want to give as well. We want to give them something back that is useful to them. And quizzes can be entertaining, but in the coaching world, in the business world, we want something valuable. We want insight. We want clarity. We want them to think, oh, this person really helped me. And I haven't even spoken to them yet. Imagine what will happen if I get on a call with them and tell them exactly what's going on in my life. They, without even talking to me, they've given me so much already. Of course, they're going to try and get on a call with you if we structure the quiz properly. So, and this is where we get into beliefs. So we've got the belief bridge. So they go from a skeptic to ready to buy. I'm putting my own screen here, so it's the wrong way around. But yeah, quizzes leads through, or they can, structured properly, leads through the same beliefs that you'd go through on a sales call. So we can start figuring out, even just as part of the quiz, what do they need to believe? It's a bit of an odd one. It's a bit tricky to work in there because you want to be asking diagnostic questions, but also triggering beliefs at the same time, saying, things like, what happens if you don't fix this problem now? I call it the, what do I call it? The wake-up call question. I usually put one of these at the end of my quizzes, and it's a question about something to sort of trigger them to take action. So it's the belief that maybe, what if we don't do anything about this? So you've just answered 10 questions and you've sort of got, even before you see the results page, you know what's going on. You understand where your problem is. If you've said A to like each of these questions, something's wrong because that's the lowest one. Whereas if you said, A to these three in this category and then B over here and then C over here, you know that category number one is going to be the problem. And the real question is, you've taken this quiz because you have a problem. You wanted to diagnose something even if you weren't sure what it was. If you don't fix the problem, what's life going to look like in 6 months, in 12 months, in 2 years? Is it going to be exactly the same? And is that what you want? Do you want it to be exactly the same? If you do, fantastic. But if you don't want to backslide, and if you want to move further, you want to progress in your life, in your business, in your health, wealth, happiness, then something needs to happen, right? You need to take action. So that's one, just the question. But then the quiz itself will build your authority, build your trust by asking the right questions and by providing high quality results. They will come to trust you more. They will believe that you are the person that understands them and can help them. Now, the exact opposite is also true if it's a poorly structured quiz. If you have a bad one, and I have seen them, it has the exact opposite effect, where I've taken a quiz and I've thought, oh, wow, this person has no idea. Why do I even do this? I took one recently. It was about AI and my AI knowledge, which I have some. I thought, you know what, I'll test myself. There's a quiz here, and it was, your AI knowledge is medium. And that was it. No, here's what you can do next to figure it out. And it's okay that you're medium. Here's what you'll do. This is all right. So yeah, it gave me the belief that this person was not the sort of person I wanted to work with if I wanted to learn more about AI. So warms them up, builds trust as they go. So now every single one of my workflows starts with a quiz in one way or another. So I have my ads, I have my content, everything going. It all funnels to, there's actually 2 different quizzes. One is the coaching growth quiz, which is more of a standard multiple choice quiz structure where it diagnoses which area you need help in. Is it your messaging? Is it your lead flow? Is it your conversion? The other is called Avatar GPT. Now, it is and it isn't a quiz. What it does, the output, is it creates an AI version of your ideal client. But the way that it works is it asks you a couple of questions. It is a quiz. It's a short answer quiz saying, what type of values does the person you want to work with usually have? What types of values do you have? Do they have any specific demographics? That sort of thing. How do they like to be coached? What problems are they struggling with? All of that. And from that, answering 7 quick questions, it builds a fully fleshed out ideal client with a prompt to get ChatGPT to act like that person. So these are my 2 entry points. And I've had amazing feedback on them. The email nurture that I can do on the back end as well is super tailored. I even have for the avatar, it sends out an email from the avatar after it's created saying, hey, I'm Jane. You just created me. I'm so happy you did. I'm so glad that you get me. You understand that this is what I'm working through and I'm here to help out. Big winner, that one. But yeah, highest engagement, clearest leads come from this. People who have created that avatar and then gone through the coaching growth quiz, I have so much information about them. It's kind of a little bit scary as to when I get on a call with them, part of the discovery is already done. I can just say, hey, here's all this. I can see this. I can see that. We don't have to spend half an hour talking about it. Let's get into, is all this right? Is there anything I'm missing? Let's start fixing it. So it makes life a lot easier for everyone involved, and they already sort of know who I am. They understand me, and I understand them. And all of that, zero touch. Quizzes do more than attract. Let's just say that. They give you so much information on the micro and the macro level. And if we look at this little graphic here, would you rather have 100 email addresses, or would you rather have 10 deeply profiled leads? Now, from my personal experience, I have 500 email addresses on one hand for members in my school community, and most of those are useless. I should just delete them. I should clean the whole thing. But the people who have taken the quiz, I know a lot about them, and they've interacted with me more. I've spoken to them, and the quiz is right. Where the problem is the problem that the quiz says they have, and we work on that, and we work through it and fix that. So they convert, they segment, they give your audience value at scale without you having to do anything. And remember, your leads are people. They are not email addresses. Even though you have 100 email addresses, if that's all you have, you don't have the opportunity really to get deeper with them and say, hey, this is what's going on, unless you can get them to the point of jumping on a call. But you can see, what their pain points are, maybe a bit more about them, like what sort of business they run or what their life is like. With that, it makes it so much easier to connect with them, build trust, and convert them into your paid offers. So if you're still using static freebies in 2025, you're missing out on a huge opportunity here to make your funnel feel like coaching. That's what you can do with a quiz. And if you've watched this and you're thinking, this is really cool, but how do I do this? What do I do? How do I build a quiz? What? Well, I've got a good news for you. Good news. I have a video over here where I built out a quiz in ScoreApp using AI in less than 15 minutes. Check that one out, or check this one out if you want something else. Algorithm picks it. I don't know what it is. All right. See you next time.